There's something about a tulip sleeve that just elevates a simple outfit, isn't there? That soft overlapping petal effect that adds so much movement and style. If you've been wondering how to draft and sew this look without it getting confusing, you are in the right place. Today I'm breaking down exactly how to cut and sew this tulip sleeve. Let's dive into the tutorial. So the first thing you need to do is to get your pattern paper. Okay, so I'm going to start with drafting a basic sleeve, and that basic sleeve is going to be extended by about 4 inches to 3 inches. Okay, now all you need to do now is just to take your sleeve measurement on your sleeve length and then the width. Okay, for my sleeve length I'm using 8 inches, and then I'm just going to mark that as the overall sleeve length. Okay, just assume you are marking a basic sleeve, then mark your 8 inches there and then rule the line into a straight line all the way to the other side. Okay, so I'm going to be making another measurement, which is going to be the cap sleeve. From that sleeve length, place your measuring tape like this and mark 3 inches. Okay, that will become our cap sleeve. So go ahead now and connect the lines across just the way you see me doing, and after you're done connecting the line, all you need to do now is just label it cap sleeve. Okay, so that way you won't get confused. Then the rest becomes the sleeve length. So guys, now the next thing you're going to do is to come upwards at the upper part of the sleeve pattern like this. Go ahead and mark about 3.5 inches. You can make use of 4 inches or even 3 inches. And the next thing you want to do is to mark that point. Okay, so from that point I'm going to come in by 1 inch. This is to prevent a sharp angle at the top of my sleeve. So mark a brief line there and create a diagonal line from your cap sleeve to your armhole. To determine our armhole, all you need to do is to place your measuring tape this way and then mark the half of your armhole measurement. For me, I'm making use of 8 because my armhole is 16 inches. So mark yours there and also add an extension of 1 inch sewing allowance. Though my pattern paper is not really enough for the sewing allowance, but I guess you can understand what I'm trying to explain. Mark a slanted line from that point and connect it to the cap sleeve, and then the next thing you want to do is to determine the midpoint of that same line. So place your measuring tape that way, and you can see I have about 8.5 inches, almost 9 inches. So I divided it into 2 to get the midpoint, and then I marked what I have here. After that, the next thing you want to do is just to connect a point that links all the way to this middle point and upwards to the top of the sleeve. And before doing that, go ahead and get the midpoint of this particular area. So I'm going to get the midpoint of that place again, and from there I'm going to come downwards by about 1/2 inch to create my slope for the sleeve. Okay, so just go ahead and connect it this way, and the next thing you need to do is to connect it together with your hand. You can choose to use your free hand, or better still, you can use your curved ruler. For me, I'm going to be making use of my armhole curved ruler, so I'll just go ahead to just arrange it this way, making sure that the ruler is like going to touch all the points I want to connect, and then I just gently draw it like this, just the way you see me doing. And then to get the rest of the curve, I'm going to flip the ruler the other way around to get more accuracy. After I was done with the curve, I went ahead to label that part as the armhole. Okay, so that's going to be our armhole, and then next thing to do is now to get the round sleeve. So for this kind of sleeve, your round sleeve determines the kind of fitting you want to have there. You might choose to just leave it as it is to have a bolder sleeve, or if you want, you can just go ahead and just use your normal sleeve measurements so it wouldn't look too big. But in my own case, I don't want it to look too big. So my round sleeve is 11 inches. I'm going to divide it by 2, and I will be marking 5.5 plus extra 1 inch sewing allowance, and that will make it 12.5, and then I will just connect it and cut it out. So guys, after cutting it out, this is what it looks like. I'll go ahead now and determine the midpoint of the sleeve. So I will rule a line from the top to determine the midpoint, and then I proceeded to measure the depth I want my petals to have. So I chose to use 8 inches. So go ahead and mark 8 inches here, and then all you need to do is to come to the other side of the sleeve, just the way you see me doing, and mark 2 inches. You can mark 2.5, you can mark 3 inches. Okay, whichever one you use is still okay. So after you're done making your measurement at the lower part here, go ahead and come to the other side, which is the top, just the way you see me doing. You need to place your measuring tape this way and just like measure about 4 inches to 5 inches. Okay, this is to determine how your petal will transform from one side of the sleeve to the other side. Okay, so this is going to be our overlapping side. So after you're done marking that point, go ahead and use your curve ruler to connect it to the midpoint, the 8 inches mark that we just connected. So you can use your pants curve or hip curve if you have one, and then you can also use your free hand to do this. So whichever method you want to use is still okay. So after connecting the dots, go ahead and eliminate any sharp points that you observe there, and then for the lower part you might just choose to curve it a little bit so that it becomes rounded and not pointy. So go ahead now and just cut out the petal. Now look at our petal that will form our tulip sleeve. I'm going to be using this particular side, and the next thing I'm going to do is to cut it out on fabric. So this is the line I want to use, and this is the petal. So I'll go ahead now and cut out 2 pieces like this, and 2 pieces will make up a sleeve. So arrange it this way and add half of an inch all the way around the sleeve, and then cut it out like so. And after which you want to go ahead and also cut out your fabric. So for this I'm going to be marking the lower part of this sleeve like this, so I don't get confused, and then at the top like this you can see that we already have it rounded, and I'll just go ahead and determine the midpoint on my lining piece. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and notch that part of the midpoint so I don't get confused as well. And the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut it out on our fabric. But when I open it up, this is what it looks like. Okay, this is how it's going to look like after we are done joining them up together at this part. And then this is the mesh that we are going to be using to strengthen the sleeve to make it to stand even more. So if you have your peplum stay, if you have your gum stay, you know, your whatsoever that is so hard that you can use to support the structure of the sleeve, please go ahead and use this. But I will not be using this because this is just for a tutorial purpose. Okay, so this is just a tutorial, and also because no one is going to be wearing this particular sleeve, it's not an actual sleeve for an actual dress. I'll just go ahead and set my crinoline mesh aside and look for other means method, though I have my way around this because I don't want to waste any of my materials. So that aside, I'll show you guys how to actually make your petals look bigger. So we're going to be making a slash and spread method here. So go ahead and just draw a random line like this at those points, measure like 4 inches, and then just draw a diagonal line that connects to the curve of the armhole. Remember, our armhole runs into this curve. Okay, so all you need to do now is just to like insert your scissors and just like open it up and leave a little bit of space there just to spread it open like this. You can choose to have it at 1 inch space or even 1.5 inch for each. And when you achieve this on your pattern, you've automatically created a bigger petals tulip sleeve. Now back to our normal pattern, I've gone ahead to cut it out on my actual damask fabric, and you can see that I used my wording. Okay, so use your hair stay as your wording. You can use your paper stay just like I did. And then I went ahead to like double the pattern by adding extra layer of pattern. Okay, so that way I can strengthen the core of the sleeve. So you can see what I did here. There is just an S stay here, which I have not added my extra pattern. On the other sleeve, you can see that I added my extra pattern. This is not my actual lining. Okay, I just added another layer of lining to strengthen the sleeve, and as you can see, I used a hemming gum to achieve that. So I'm going to repeat the same process again for you guys to understand better. So after I was done fusing the sleeves together, the next thing I did was to trim out the excesses which I have picking out at the sides. Okay, so go ahead and just like trim it out neatly, and then the next thing you want to do now is just to like attach it on the sewing machine on this lower part, okay, on the side, which is like beneath your armhole. All you need to do is just like run a stitch by 1/2 inch, okay, and then do the same thing for the lining piece as well. Place them right side facing each other. Be sure to know which side is facing the wrong place so you don't get confused. So attach it by 1/2 inch as well, and then all you need to do now is just to open it up on the middle part and then iron it out. Okay, make it flat, and do the same thing as well for the lining, and turn them with the right sides facing each other and place them together this way. Head over to the sewing machine and run a stitch from this edge like this all the way to the other edge by 1/2 inch. Stop at the other side, and this is what I had after I was done. And as you can see, I went ahead to attach a hemming gum at this part while stitching, and then also went ahead to notch it and then made a top stitch at the lining part like this towards the lining part, so that way the pattern can relax. Now this is what I had after I was done ironing it. Okay, you can see how relaxed it is. And the next step I'm going to take right now is to fold it and achieve our petals. Okay, so we're going to achieve our tulip design. If you fold it this way into 2 equal halves, okay, you're going to notice that the armhole is located around this part. So I'll verify by placing my measuring tape this way, and this part is going to be wrapping around the arm. So I'll place my measuring tape all along this line to get 8 inches, and that is where our sleeve is going to be stopping. Okay, you can see the excess we'll have around the upper part. That's going to be the layer we are crisscrossing, or rather we're going to be overlapping. So I'll just go ahead and take note of that mark, or better still notch it, and by so doing we are going to intersect the both ends into each other. So you can choose any one you want to wrap at the top. Any of these petals can be at the top. Okay, you can use the right or you can use the left. So take note of the notch point you have when we were drafting the pattern. So you can see that both notch points are meeting at the top like so. Go ahead now and secure it in place with your pin, and then head over to the sewing machine to stitch everything together all around. Now this is what it looks like after I was done stitching. Okay, you can see that everything is coming together, and you can see that the pin is still in place, and then I already stitched everything by a little bit of a 1/4 of an inch. So this is what I have for now so far. So I went ahead to match my sleeve with my pattern paper, and as you can see, everything is falling into place. So I'll make 4 pleats at the top, and to determine that, I'm going to place my tape rule like this from the midpoint, okay, from the center line, and then I'll just gently know how much fabric I'm folding in, and that will give me 2 pleats on each side. Do well to make pleats of about 1/2 inch on each pleat, and altogether you'll be having 4 pleats after you are done. So it should look like this after you are done pleating the top. And this is the essence of the 4 inches mark I gave at the beginning. So after stitching it on the sewing machine, you can see that it has come into shape. With this kind of sleeve, you need to keep it sitting at the top of the shoulder, okay? So it's going to give that puffy effect at the shoulder cap. Please like this video and share it to enable YouTube to recommend it to more viewers. Now this is the look of the sleeve on the mannequin. Can you see how beautiful it's sitting at the top of the mannequin shoulder? Sitting pretty. Isn't this beautiful? And if you want to see more videos like this, please keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe. Also tap on the bell icon so you get notifications anytime I post a new video, because I post videos weekly on this channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.